Yo, what's good, YouTube, and God bless, praise the Lord if you're able to watch this video today. It's your boy Sick, and I am back for another Bleach Rebirth for Souls video for you today. And this video is going to be about the reverse actions and how to properly use the reverse actions to the most of your capability. Alright, so hopefully you're able to learn something new from this video, and if you are able to learn something new, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel out a lot. Support. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because I got tons of content for you to enjoy. But anyways, let's get started. So this video, we're going to be talking about the reverse actions. We're going to talk about all three reverse actions and the proper way to use the reverse actions. The more and more I play the game, I realize, yo, the reverse actions have a certain way that you want to use them in a match that maximize all their abilities. So I'm gonna teach you every single way that I use reverse actions, and hopefully these tips will help you out on becoming a better player. So when you pop this reverse action, a lot of things is going on. Your spiritual meter is going up as well, and your health is going up, and also your fighting spirit is going up as well. Normally, the only way your fighting spirit goes up is if you're fighting and making contact with your opponent. But with the white soul reverse, this is not the case. The white soul reverse, your fighting spirit goes up as well. And a lot of people do not know this, but it goes up as well. And this is why this reverse is the best reverse in the early game, right? You should not be going for combo extensions. You shouldn't be breaking combos very early into the match, right? You should be breaking combos when you're in a danger point. Then sometimes you could break combos early in the match, but for the most part, you always want to get to using your soul reverse early in the match, but you don't want to use it at the very start. You want to use it when it's going to be optimal to use it. So when you have some health taken from you, you want to get some meter to do something, and if you want to hurry the bar up to get to the fighting spirit up, you could pop it and it goes up by itself, and as you're fighting, you're going to help it get there as quicker as well. And as you can see, I popped the soul reverse 3 times without even making contact with my opponent, and I was able to get to evolution state to do awakening. So it's really good, and it helps you get to your awakening quicker at the early game, and then that in turn helps you take away more stocks of Kong Parkour on your opponent if you was to soul break the opponent. So the soul reverse to me is the best reverse to use early game. No question about it. There's times you want to go for combos, but early game, I don't think you should be going for combos. You should mainly be holding this off for using your soul reverse to help you get health, get your fighting spirit up, and get your meter going, or use the blue one, which is the reverse burst, to break combos. But when it comes to the chain reverse, I will save that later on into, like, maybe if you already got to your awakened state, then I will use the chain reverse, or if I would use it if I know I'm about to kill somebody. But regardless, early game, soul reverse is definitely the best one out of all of them. I popped one soul reverse, and look how much my meter went. My fighting spirit went up. And this is without me getting any hits in. Now, as I'm fighting and doing everything else, it'll go up even more, right? So this helps you get to your awakening quicker, so you could take that extra Kong Parkour stock than you normally would. So say for example, this Ichigo, if I was to soul break, I will only take away 3, right? But as the fight is going, we fighting, my fighting spirit is going up. I get my holification. And now, when I'm in holification, I'm able to take away 4 stocks now instead of 3. So this is why using the soul reverse is really good, because instead of being in the early game and you don't have awakening at all on that first fight in the early game, you will make the fight a 3 keycon touch situation, where for a lot of characters, if you was to go into awakening first and then kill that opponent, take away the keycon from your opponent, take away the Konpaku from the opponent, it will become a 2-touch situation, right? It will help you get to your sublimination faster, so you can get the awaken Keycon move. It will help you get to your reawakenings quicker. So it's really, really good. So it's really, really good, and it is the best reverse action in the early game. You get health, you get meter, and you get stuff going towards your fighting spirit. So it's really, really good. So another tip about reverse actions is, like, whenever you pop a reverse action, there's a meter that's going down, and you will always be in that reverse action state until the meter completely runs out. Now, when you're in this reverse action state, you have access to the flash step, and you can do it up to 3 times. If you have 150, as long as you have meter, right? Normally, if you do a flash step, you have to have the full percentage of meter to do it, right? But if you do a reverse action, you can always do it as long as there's some type of meter. So it could be a little percentage left, and I'm gonna showcase that right now. It can be just a little bit, like right here. I'm still able to do it, right? So this comes in handy during the matches, especially when you put your opponent into like a situation where they have to block and they have to guess, or you know they about to attack after. You could do something like this. You could be fighting the whole time, fighting, you're around here, whatever like that. Your reverse action is about to go. You make your way in, you put them in the block string, and you know about the attack. You bait them, and now you got a combo from there. So it's really, really good, and you could do this setup with all the reverse actions. You could do it with the chain reverse, and you could do it with the blue reverse, the burst reverse. It doesn't matter. As long as you have meter, you can always do this setup. So that's something I like to do a lot. I pay attention to my reverse actions meter. I see when it's about to go. I try to put myself in a situation where I could do a flash step follow up, and I could beat my opponent out. So the next reverse we have is the chain reverse, and the chain reverse is the one that's going to help you extend combos. Alright, so chain reverses are pretty good because it helps you extend combos, and with that you're able to get way more damage than you normally would, right? But to me, there's like a rule of thumb of when to use the chain reverse, right? It makes no sense to just use it very early game, especially if your opponent has their reverse actions, unless you're trying to bait it, and we're going to talk about that later on. But it makes no sense. You might as well play the game, right? Play the game, whittle down the life, right? Get the life down as much as possible. And then now, when you're in a situation where you need to go crazy and go ham, you could do so. You can do so just like that. So that's really, really good. So you want to save it for those situations. So for me, I personally try to save my reverse chain, my chain reverse, when my opponent doesn't have a reverse gauge to break at all. So if I know they have under 100 meter, then I will, all right, I know they can't break the combo, so I will do the combo then to get the max damage. But if my opponent has the meters to break the combo, I'm not going to pop my my chain reverse. Unless I'm trying to bait out their burst and then try to do another combo after that. That's the only time. Alright, so let's say you're in a situation, for whatever reason, your opponent reverse versus your chain reverse. This could be you trying to bait out the reverse, or this could be you're doing a combo, they didn't have the reverse meter, but during the combo, they eventually get the reverse meter to break the combo, right? So let's just say something like this happens. You do your combo, and your opponent does a reverse burst and puts you back into a neutral situation. After this neutral situation, your meter is still going down. So now you have 2 options, and your opponent has these same type of options as well, right? And this is where the mind game comes in. It's either you're gonna play your reverse gauge defensively, right? or you're gonna play offensively, right? And what I mean by this is that after you pop your reverse, right, within the combo, the meter is going down. You could wait it out and see if your opponent's gonna stick something out there. Maybe they're a projectile character and they're gonna start back to zoning because you're in neutral, or maybe they just gonna come in and rush you down, right? You could try to react to this and then do your perfect ho-ho. So here's an example by what I mean, right? So I catch my opponent with a combo, I reverse chain, I go try to continue, but then they break it. Now we back in this neutral, right? And you see that my opponent is rushing in and trying to attack. So if you know that your opponent is trying to go into offense after, and they break it, you could perfect flash step out the way and get your combo again. So that's a really good way to use it, and that'll be the defensive way of using it. But now a offensive way of using the remaining of your reverse gauge is something like this. You put them in the combo, go, they break, now you back to neutral. Now you're waiting, you make your way in, you put them in the block string, you know they're gonna attack, you perfect ho-ho out the way, and then you have your combo. And if you got a character like Bankai Ichigo, you can do whatever you want from there. So that is the way to use it offensively, right? So make sure you get the most out of your reverse actions, especially in situations like this. Even your opponent breaks the combo and puts you back to neutral, you could use it defensively and react to something that they throw out there and try to perfect ho-ho, or you could use it offensively. But sometimes just sitting back and just waiting and letting the meter runs out, that's like kind of a waste. You might as well use the remaining of your meter as much as you could. So here's another situation that happens, right? Let's just say your opponent has their awakening and they're using it as a combo break, right? So it's gonna look like this. They break it. As you can see, the time stops. Your meter is going down, but the time stops, right? So as soon as you come out of this animation, out of this cutscene, and you look, no matter how far down your meter is, you still have your meter. So even if you have a little bit of your reverse gauge meter and they was to pop the awakening, you could still use that for a flash step. So the next reverse action that we're going to talk about is the reverse burst. All right. So this reverse is good throughout the whole entire match, right? It's good throughout the whole entire match, where the soul reverse has its uses. Every single reverse is pretty much good the whole entire match, but there's going to be some better than others. The soul reverse is going to be good early game and in situations where you want to get sublimation and your reawakening. The reverse chain is going to be good in situations where you want to do the most damage to your opponent and they don't have no type of resource to break your combo. And if you could get them to the red or kill them with soul break, that's really, really good. And the reverse burst is going to save you, right? Besides your awakening, this is the only other thing that you have to save you in situations where you're about to die, right? So you have to be able to have meter a lot of times. You have to have the reverse gauge meter a lot of times where you're in the danger zone, right? To me, a danger zone is when your health is about halfway, and it also depends on the character you're fighting. If you have a character that you're fighting against that does a lot of damage, then the danger zone could be at almost any point, right? Depending on the situation, right? But anytime your opponent is able to take you into the red so they can get a keycon move off, that is the danger zone. And that's a lot of times when you're going to want to have a reverse gauge at 100 so you could burst a combo, right? Especially in the late game, and it's anyone's game, and y'all on that final keycon on Kongpaku stocks where if I hit you, you're going to lose, and if you hit me, I'm going to lose. It's very, very important to save your reverse gauge for being able to break combos. Having your reverse gauge to be able to break combos is very important, because you could be situations like this where the Kenpachi player is able to kill you and they could do stuff like this. And then once they hit you with that keycon move and you go into this state, it's over, right? You're dead, right? And if you don't have the meter, the reverse gauge meter to break this combo, then you're going to be in a really bad situation, right? So it is important that if you ever get yourself in that situation and it's towards the end game and you're in a danger zone like this and your opponent ends up hitting you with a combo, you must be able to break the combo. Must be able to break the combo, right? Ideally, you have to break the combo before they go into their keycon move. Because if you go into your key, if they go into their keycon move, then you're not be able to break the combo at all. So I'm gonna showcase that again. So if I wait it out and wait until he gets all the way into his keycon move, I'm pressed right here now, I'm not able to break the combo. You have to break the combo before they get to the keycon move. That is very, very important to remember. You have to break combos before they get into keycon moves. If they get into the keycon move, you would not be able to break the combo at all. And then once you're able to break the combo, right, you're being put back in that same situation that we talk about, where if I'm going to use my burst offensively or defensively, I can run in and use the meter to, if I get a hit, to finish off a combo, or I could use it for my perfect ho-ho. And yeah, that's pretty much the functions of how you want to use the reverse gauge. Now there are going to be times where you want to break a little bit early because you don't want you to get your opponent in that groove, right? There's times where you could just get completely steamrolled with the mind games and mix-ups, right? So sometimes if you're in that situation, you want to break the combo early so you can reset back to neutral, so you back in an advantage where you could play the game. Because there's going to be times where you get put in these knockdown situations and you got to guess on wake up, and if you don't guess correctly, you could be in the mix over and over and over and over again. So those going to be times where, even if it's early in your life, that you're going to want to be able to break the combo. Because if they in that groove and they keep mixing you up, your life is going to go down. It's going to go down by a lot. 3 of these mix-ups and your life is going to be halfway already, right? So those are going to be the times where you want to negate your opponent's pressure by using your reverse gauge for your reverse burst. And those are going to be situations like early game. But when it comes to end game, especially, or situations where you're in danger of losing your stocks because of how close your health is to your keycon or to the red state, you're going to want to save your burst for that. So those are very important, and keep that in mind. But yeah, folks, that's pretty much the end of the road of this video. This has been a Bleach Rebirth for Souls, how to use your reverse actions properly. And hopefully you was able to learn something new from this video. And if you was able to learn something new from this video, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, check out some of my other content that I have on the channel. If you're new to the channel, I have tons of content for you to enjoy, so make sure you check that out. I have gameplay footage, I got guides, I got more stuff like this, and then I think it's really interesting content. So check it out, show support, like the videos, support. But anyways, hope all of you have a nice day. God bless, peace.